now we are going to use parameter in advanced way, and we will be using what parameter is capable of and how we are going to look at it, because most of the time people are confused that parameter and filters can do the same. So we will be looking at the power of parameter within Tableau, what parameter can do, how we can combine four different measures into a single parameter in order to look at their value. So that's what we'll be doing in this video. So you have the same superstore dataset here, and it's already loaded. So now we'll be using the following data set. So now what our goal is, what our main goal is. So we have discount, profit, quantity, sales. So we want to look each of them in a one sheet, we can say in one filter or control by one thing. So we are going to do that by parameter dynamic formatting. But if you want to look at, let's say if you want to look at category, let's say if I put category here and I want to look at this profit, so what I will be doing, I will be putting profit, then again I will be putting sales, all that. So what we'll do after, when we are done with this, so we will just put one measure here and we will just change it from here, so it will automatically change. We don't need to drag fill, we don't need to drag sale, we don't need to drag quantity, so it will be just one and it will be changing on the parameter formatting. So the first thing we need to do is to create a parameter and we'll write dynamic change. So now we are using string, so we will be select that to string and we'll select list because we are writing our own, we are writing measures here. So now let's say we want to sales, yeah, we sales, let's say we want profit also. So we have to write exact the spelling, we have to write it from here, and we have to write quantity, yeah, and we have to write, let's say discount, we are left with discount. So yeah, so that's our parameter created. So now we'll okay, so now we will use two different calculated fields. So the first one we will be using is, we can say dynamic format. Okay, so we are using case statement here, mean we need to change these all four on a single parameter. So what we have is, we have dynamic change, so we'll use that case here. So now you'll use when, and you'll use, let's say you'll use when, and you'll use sales, then and sales, then we will write sales. Same we will write for all others, when profit, then profit. And now we are, let's say when quantity, then quantity. And now we'll write also what we are left with is sales, profit, quantity, discount. So we'll write discount also. Okay, so now we'll write else 0 and we'll end it. So now that's, we have created our calculate field. So now after that we'll OK it, and now we need to create another one for the header here. So we just need to create that also. You can say, let's say create calculate field dynamic header, so the header will also change. So we'll use the same case scenario, but it's for the header, so we'll be using for a header with strings. So case let's say your case what we have here, dynamic change. So yeah, when we'll be writing the same, but we don't need to write a measure here. We just need to write our own, yeah, sales within parentheses. You can say commas. So we'll write for all others. You can say discount, then discount. And we'll write, let's say, we have profit, then profit. So what we are left with, we are left with 1. So we'll also write that it's what it is, it's quantity. So yeah, so it's quantity, then quantity, and else you'll write measure, and yeah, so that what you're going to use for header. So now we'll look at the power, what the power parameter holds. So we'll select here, we have all the holds, all 4 things that we need to look. So the first thing, let's say if we can add a header here. Yeah, so I think we need to add it from here. Let's say the first thing that we need to do is dynamic header. So we'll add that here, and we will just bring it here. Yeah, so we'll make it black, we'll make it Tableau bold, and we'll make it kind of big. So yeah, so yeah, we are seeing sales here. Okay, so now we have the parameter here. We'll look at that. We will add the header after that, but first what we have to do, let's say we here we have selected the parameter. Now we want to look at all the things in one place. So let's say I put the subcategory here. Now I have the subcategory. Let's say I already have a subcategory. So now after that, what you are going to do is that, let's say we want to look at the sales, all things in one place. So we will put what we will put the dynamic format, and we will put it here. Let's say we'll select entire view. So now we are looking at each of them in one way. It's sales. Now let's say if you want to look at the profit, so now it's look at the profit. And if you want to look at the quantity, we can also look at the quantity. And what we have a dynamic header. So let's say if you put dynamic header here. So yeah, so yeah, we are seeing if I change that, so it automatically goes to sales, and all that it's changing within the dynamic header, so we can see that. So now we can look at the things if we click here, so we can see that it's displaying the following in one place, and we are also looking at the header here. Now let's say if we put the header here, say if we put it here, yeah, so in that way we can also see just the header from here, the dynamic header here. So yeah, it's we are seeing here, we don't see up here. So that's what the power is. So let's say if you want to put the dynamic header on top, then the dynamic format, so we will put into label. So now we are seeing here the label, and if you put the label, let's say alignment, and let's say if you put into straight, or I think it's kind of big. So yeah, so yeah, so we are now looking, let's put the size a bit small. So now we are looking at here the things, that's what the parameter hold, that power of parameter. We are seeing everything in just one sheet here. And let's say if you want to put the same dynamic here, dynamic in a dynamic format to color, so we can also do that. We can see here. And if you want to further use the color, we can use a subcategory also here as a color. And that's how we are going to do things. And that's what the parameter power, we can see all the four in one sheet by controlling by the single parameter here. So that's what the parameter power is, and that's how you're going to look at it in a way that represent all the things in a single sheet within a parameter. So that's how parameter works in a more advanced way.